Hey everyone, welcome to the Cool Cats Town Hall. Um, we know that you've been waiting for this one, and we are really excited to be back with you all today. We appreciate your patience, and just know that the team has been heads down working on some pretty important initiatives. We'll be sharing some of those with you today, and hopefully that will make up for the pause in town halls. I, for one, would love to give a warm welcome to all of our new holders. We know that there's been a lot of movement in the space, and I think that that has provided a wonderful opportunity to bring a lot of new holders into the community. So I'd love to welcome all of the new holders. If there are any of you here with us today, this is your first town hall. Welcome, welcome. It's great to have you guys here. Without further ado, I will turn it over to someone that I think everybody loves hearing from. Klon, take it away.
Hey, thank you so much. So I want to start off this town hall by first thing I want to cover is the new scheduling for town hall. Since the last Twitter post that we made, certain people were wondering why we're doing it. And so I want to give the reasons as to why we're making these changes. So moving forward, traditional town halls will always be on the last month. The last Friday of every month. At the start of Cool Cats, we did weekly town halls because the space was just so new. And in 1 week, there could be like 10 new announcements to cover. But the NFT landscape has significantly changed since then and kind of put us in a situation where there wasn't always big news to drop on town halls. Bi-weekly town halls we thought would be the solution to this, but ended up kind of still setting that expectation every time. And so, brand partnerships, new hires, and project announcements are kind of tricky because they don't always line up for town hall. And that's usually when we'd like to announce something like this. So to set expectations, the traditional town hall that happens on the last Friday of every month, like today's, will be used to reflect on the previous month, hear from the founders, the team, project what will happen in the month coming, and then to answer any questions from the community. And I think moving forward, we plan to just answer pre-selected questions. And this is not at all to avoid any hard questions because we still value giving clarity on those topics. But historically, the kind of Q&A section can get a little off the rails. We've seen every type of person. Maybe there's a guy who's been at the bar for the past 3 hours, or someone that says they have one question and it turns into 10. So we kind of just want to respect everyone's time. And by having a sort of Q&A section on like Discord or Twitter where you can ask questions ahead of time, it also makes it more comfortable for people who want to ask questions but don't want to get on stage. So it's sort of just to respect everyone's time and to make it a little more curated, to answer questions that we feel like most people want answers to. So what does this mean for when there is a new announcement? We kind of have 3 ways that we plan to deliver this info. There's scheduling a Twitter space around the announcement, giving a week in advance notice. Since like news doesn't always line up with town hall, we want to evolve a Twitter space around said announcement to build excitement and expectations to what the space will be about. Another way we plan to give announcements is through video. So for those who know what like Nintendo Direct is, that's sort of the best example of what I mean by announcements in the form of a video. Because by having like a curated video discussing the announcement with a solid script and visuals to go along with it, it creates a nice piece of shareable content for everyone that, not everyone can catch town hall at the right time. They can now just catch the video instead. And it's very to the point. It might be like 2 minutes, might be 5 minutes, might be 10 minutes, whatever. It's just easier to consume that. And then, of course, the last way we might announce something is a stealth drop, because who doesn't love waking up to just exciting news and then freaking out? So that's kind of the plan moving forward with some of these bigger announcements, so that these town halls stay more about like reflecting on what's happened, talking to us, and that sort of thing. So last thing I want to say is, will there be anything in replace of what was originally bi-weekly town halls? Yes. We've been working very hard internally to kind of come up with new ways to create consumable content for the community. The plan is to have scheduled programming for you all to look forward to, sort of like the drawing streams on Twitch. Maybe we do a community council corner, or it's the community, we hear from them. Maybe it's story time with Link, gaming tournaments, artist spotlights. The list goes on. There's a lot that we can do, and so it's very top of mind that since we're reducing the frequency of town hall, that we need to replace it with something, and replace it with new content. So we open the door to the Cool Cats team to interact with you all, as well as giving you all the floor to maybe come up with a fun community activity that we can do weekly or monthly, to add it to the scheduling. So I hope that kind of explained our reasoning behind moving town halls to monthly. Definitely looking forward to hearing everyone's opinion on this, but it's what we feel is the right move. So, yeah. So with that, that kind of wraps up reasons behind future town halls. So to keep this going and the excitement, we had the hundreds collabs. For anyone who didn't catch it, we had an amazing space. It was me, Bobby, and Evan, on the hundreds space the other week. I actually forget exactly when it was, but the Twitter space has been recorded. So if you want to go find it, it's around. And it was a big success, and maybe we should do another one in the future, maybe Chugs or something. So definitely things to look forward to. We had a lot of fun working with the hundreds team, and I know personally I'm very excited to get my merch. The Dead Fellas merch that they did, I still wear all the time. So happy to be repping the cats soon. So with that, I will give it to you, Link.
Thanks. Yeah, so I know people have been requesting some story time and things like that. So what we've got is we've got a little intro to Diamond City. I'm going to basically read through it. Hopefully my internet keeps up. I've already been disconnected once, so fingers crossed. But yeah, this is something the world building team at Cool Cats has written. So yeah, and this is from the perspective of you as a Cool Cat person entering Diamond City. So, since a young age, you have felt an affinity to alchemy, but have lacked the knowledge and training to progress any further. Your father once told you about the great library in Diamond City, a grand building full of books containing recipes, material lists, and all the potion making information you could need to become a great alchemist. So you set off to Diamond City. After weeks of traveling, you finally see Diamond City emerging ahead of you. As you reach the front gates, you look up at the crenellations on the walls and start to feel dizzy. The height and thickness of these stone walls give the impression this is some kind of fortress or prison. However, people walk freely in and out of the city gates. Each city gate is wide open, welcoming you, one or two guards standing in front. As you step through, you notice hundreds of people going about their day, rushing from little shops, fixing wagons, and relaxing on tables. In the midst of someone is doing a little magic show for the children of Diamond City. Blue flags and banners whip in the wind as you walk down the bustling streets. The city is overwhelming, to say the least. You dart down a couple of side streets out of curiosity and quickly regret it. You could easily get lost here. Your primary objective is to find the Great Library, so you find your way back to the large central street that seems to house most of the denizens of Diamond City. You notice a guard pointing out the location of a small shop to a fellow cat. Approaching the guard, you ask, "Excuse me, I don't suppose you could show me the way to the Great Library, could you?" "Of course," she replies, and proceeds to point you in the right direction. On your way, you notice a huge white castle overlooking the city. The entrance appears heavily guarded compared to elsewhere. You assume this must be where the Council of Diamond City resides. They make all of the important decisions with regards to Cooltopia, and specifically the crafting guilds. The council is made up of one leader from each guild and the king and queen of Cooltopia. You hope to visit one day, but for now you need to focus on alchemy. Books, you think, before sprinting off towards the library. As you approach the library, you notice a feather clan standing in front of the doorway. "Oh, hello, I'm Quill. How can I help you?" Quill chirps. "Oh, I'd like to read some potion books if possible," you squeak back. "Of course, follow me, but just so you know, no books leave the library, okay?" Quill replies. "No problem, I'm planning on staying in Diamond City for now." Quill sets you up at your own table and asks you which books you would like to read. He sees the panic in your face and says, "Ha, no problem, I can see you're a beginner. I'll get you a couple of basic books to go on with. How does that sound?" "Perfect," you reply. The hours fly by as you soak up as much alchemy and potion knowledge as you can. You think to yourself, just a couple more hours, then I'll head to my dwelling in Diamond City. And that's it. That's the intro to Diamond City. I hope you guys like that. And I'm sure we'll probably get a proper voice actor to actually read those things at some point rather than me reading them. But yeah, I think now, Sean, you're going to announce something for the community.
Yeah, I've got a few things to share. First one being this past week, we announced a partnership with Token Gated, which is a solution that currently is in use with some of the larger projects in the space. We thought this would be a great addition for our holders who tend not to spend a ton of time in Discord or who can't keep up with conversations there. And I know that a lot of you guys have quite a few questions about this. So next week we'll be hosting an AMA with the Gated team on Discord. You'll be able to ask questions and maybe even share some product feedback for those of you who have already signed up. So we'll get that scheduled for next week, and you'll be able to speak directly with the Gated team. So that's one announcement. The next announcement is, we're going to be further to everything that Klon just mentioned with regards to additional programming. We'd like to announce that we're going to be launching a community spotlight spaces. There have been some really incredible initiatives that our community members have been working on. We have folks who take it upon themselves to provide content and programming for the community, and we wanted to say thank you and to recognize them. So we are launching the community spotlight spaces. It'll be starting on the 2nd of September, which is on a Friday. And I'm planning on speaking with those members of the community that have consistently gone above and beyond. We're going to be starting with our very own The Good Night, who has for quite some time actually been a real asset by hosting his own community spaces and sharing his thoughts and speaking with members of the team. He's been really an incredible contributor, and I'm looking forward to actually turning the tables a bit and asking him some questions and getting to know him better, and just also to elevate and amplify the work that he's been doing in the community. I will be issuing a form that folks can fill out to nominate who else should be featured on the community spaces. And so looking forward to getting that launched on the 2nd of September. So keep an eye out for that. And then last but not least,
Ooh.
woo! We put together this community council, right? A council with a trusted group of holders who will advise us on certain aspects of the business. There's a lot of speculation about the council, how it will work. To that end, we've created a Medium post that we think provides some clarity on what the council is, what they'll be doing, how it will work. And so I think that our trusty social media team will be dropping a tweet with the link to that Medium post. But also, we had an election. We selected the initial council members based on how we thought they would best contribute. But we certainly didn't want to take a half-assed approach to this, and we wanted to include the members of our community in that process. And so we left the final 2 council seats open to a community vote. It was really wonderful to see how everyone rallied around this initiative. Folks were legit campaigning for these 2 roles. I want to share a little bit about how this works because I think there was some speculation as to whether or not there will be a vote after the vote. Literally, it's very simple. The 2 people with the top amount of votes are the 2 new council members. That's it. And so I'm really excited to announce the winners today.
Oh,
Oh, that was like drum roll.
we need a drum roll, yeah.
Hear it? Hear it?
I don't know if that translates over.
Here, let me.
Oh,
So number 1 is Red Sox guy who had by far more votes than anyone else, and coming in at a top second is a hot second rather is Caruth. So thanks for everyone who participated in the voting and the campaigning and put themselves forward. It was really great to see. To the 2 winners, Red Sox guy and Caruth, welcome to the council. We will reach out directly, as I'm sure you will need to sign your NDAs and all that good stuff. And if you have questions about the council, please check out the Medium article, or you can also ask one of the mods out on Discord. So congratulations to the 2 winners. We are really, really excited about this new initiative and are looking forward to kicking this off.
Congrats!
Congrats!
Congratulations!
All right. Last but not least, I'm going to turn it over to Jarvis with some more exciting news. Jarvis, take it away.
Oh, yes. Actually, super happy to see Caruth got it, selfishly, just because, he's a pet only owner. So I think he's going to be a good representative there for sure.
Absolutely.
But that's not why I'm here. So kind of in addition to everything that we've been working on, the website, the game updates, the backstories, Joe, et cetera, premium merch, everything going on. I've kind of also been sneakily working behind the scenes with a small group here to kind of create a new project and a new vertical for the Cool Cats. So without further ado, we're launching our first comic series very, very soon. We say series because the first series is going to be 4 different comics that will be sharing some of the lore and history of Cool Cats. It's pretty exciting. It's going to be 4 different stories about how the Cataclysm events happened. And we're going to really be releasing them over the coming months. And collecting all 4 pieces, it's going to have its own rewards as well. All of these details of like the mint, how it's going to happen, who's whitelisted. Well, I'll get into that a little bit, but all of that's going to be released next week around this time in a Medium article in our normal channels. So the comic NFT itself will be on ETH, but it'll be minted with milk. So there's some nuance there on how it's going to apply, and we're going to share all of this in the Medium article. We're, hat tip to Vivi, but we're going to have a few different covers with varying rarities that are, when you mint them, you'll be able to see. There's going to be a reveal process, but when it reveals, you'll figure out if you got a rare or non-rare, and it'll just be a little bit of fun. So with the NFT itself, you're going to be able to access a digital copy of the comic through the Meowpad. And you'll be able to claim a free physical copy of the comic that includes your cover. So your cover will be your claimable. So if you have a rare, you'll be the only one that's claiming like X amount of rare comics. On top of that, you're going to have like token gated access to premium merch in the shop. And some of that is actually going to be tied to your cover as well. So super excited to bring all this to you guys. I know this is like new. We've, small team that's been working on it. Kitty Cakes made the comic art. P-Mouse put together the story, all 4 stories. The first one is done effectively, like all the comic art's done. And the last part, as far as like growing the base a little bit, kind of like what Klon mentioned, we want to start delivering content in other digestible manners. We've actually taken this comic and fully animated it as a motion comic. So we just got the final cut today. It's absolutely sick. So we're going to be releasing that on the day of the reveal for the NFT on our YouTube page. And I think when you guys see the whole package that we kind of put together, we're burning the milk, we're giving, the degens, the NFTs, and we're delivering content to the world. The animated comic is going to be significantly like me as a collector, as a Cool Cats collector, gets super excited, and it like makes me happy to be working every day. So I hope you guys enjoy it. In the grand scheme of things, the comic series, the animated comic, is really just kind of, it's our tease or our kind of launch pad into more animated content. Whether that's all the 4 series of comics will definitely be animated, but whether that's an animated series and getting all the foundation in place for that, this is the direction that this is going. So I appreciate it. Appreciate the time, but I'm super excited. And I hope you guys are just as excited as I am to see what's happening.
It looks amazing. And what you've done, Kitty Cakes and P Mouse and everyone else, like, massive shout out to them, because this is something to be excited about, and is really just a glimpse as to kind of where this is all going. I know I'm super excited. I was freaking out the other day when I showed it to Jeej. So massive shout out to you for getting this all going and
Yeah,
organized.
thanks. It's exciting. And so I think there's going to be a teaser at some point coming out. We had a full film score done for the comic, and some of the music and maybe a little teaser of the cover will be available.
Ryan,
It's
when
so good.
will the teaser be available?
I believe we're working on it now.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Um, do we want to take a few questions from our town halls channel in Discord?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Shall I read them out and then whoever
Yeah,
wants?
sure.
Okay, great. Let's start at the top. Well, with all the different things in the cats ecosystem, cats, pets, milk, Cooltopia, upcoming 3D game, future Joe PFP, what's the overall vision? How do you measure success, and how do these all connect?
Sorry, thinking of a good response. Unless the other
Um,
guys want to jump in.
yeah. I can jump in. So, measuring success is like a big part of that is obviously community sentiment, because when you guys tell us exactly where where we didn't necessarily go wrong and where we're going right, like that's a huge part of how we can measure success, is basically how everything's currently being received. Obviously there's some statistics around, like the collection itself and stuff that we can look at, but a lot of the kind of building of the vision all ties into how we actually basically deliver all these pieces of content. And I think there's a lot of things we can do that naturally we would have slowed down a little bit, because now we've pivoted into kind of the IP push. But a lot of these things that we're doing can be kind of proof of concept, and a good thing with that is the comic, because that can kind of help us prove that the vision we now have is going to succeed or not, by the reaction we get from the community, and everything that happens with the kind of collections as well. So I think that kind of answers stuff. Is that, if anyone else wants to add to that?
No, I mean, that's exactly it. Is, with the comic is the best example of proof of concept, and I think a lot of the things you'll see that we're getting ready to release will all sort of make sense. And I feel like Cooltopia NYC was the first domino of kind of explaining this bigger world and the content that will evolve off of that, and how it's all connected with the storyline.
Awesome. This one's kind of fun. Do cats and other characters speak? If there was an animated show, who would we use voice actors?
Oh man. So like, the voice of Blue Cat has been something I've had on my mind for years, and it will be a weird. To answer the question, yes, there will definitely be voice actors, and the characters do speak.
Should,
Yeah.
you should share with us what Blue Cat sounds like, if you can.
Well, if I'm going to be honest, because Blue Cat was always a reflection of me. I guess the voice that Blue Cat has always had is my voice. So whether we go with that or not, because I'm not saying I'm a skilled voice actor, we'll see. Yeah.
Okay, you're off the hook for that one.
Yeah, for now at least.
Is there any place to go learn about the current complete Cool Cats team slash employees slash their socials, etc.? I think that Queenie responded to this one out on Discord, and I think she mentioned that there is a teams page on the website. It might need a bit of updating, but I think that would probably be the first step if you wanted to find out more about the team. I don't know if anyone else wants to add something to that.
Just an apology that we haven't updated the team page. Like that's a lot of places where like agencies and stuff I've worked in the past. That's like, you know, it's always bad to keep up to date because as you bring more people on, you're kind of focused on the stuff like the comic. So we'll try and get that up to date. But yeah, we do have a team page.
Well, and just to talk about website in general, it's very top of mind that our website is a little hard to navigate to find information about Cool Cats, and so it's definitely something we are currently and have been looking into, especially as we come out with more different forms of content. We need to make sure that that's easy to get to, and so that's very top of mind. So it's we have not forgotten about it.
Awesome. Okay. What are your thoughts on the current state of Cooltopia, and what is your plan with Milk?
Ooh, who wants to take this one? I mean, I can if you guys don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, we're still thinking through a number of strategies for it and what we can do with it. I think like an example of the sort of, I mean, I keep referring to the comic again, but is another example of what we could milk. I mean, we have a lot of different ways, but it's not. I don't think there's like an easy switch that we can just flip to basically say, okay, that's done. Like we need to basically work on it and get it into a position that we're happy with. But I mean, it's a really good, it's a really good mechanic for things like this comic. So we just have to just work on it some way and decide which strategy we're gonna go with. But again, that's part of why we formed the council, because we can get thoughts and ideas around the council to help us navigate that kind of thing.
Awesome. Thank you for that. There has been lots of talk about a diamond pause drop of some sort for people who have held Cool Cats since or around mint. Tom has said people could move their cats to one wallet transfer and still be eligible. Is this drop something still in the works? If so, will those who have moved their cats from a wallet once still be eligible?
I'll take this one, I guess. I think it's definitely something that's still that we're still trying to think through. I think, if anything, the diamond pause drop has now become sort of a bigger idea, and something we're exploring. I know this is something that we definitely want to talk to the council with, because we have a lot of fun ideas with how we could do this and maybe what the reward will be. So don't worry. For those who have diamond paws, we have not forgotten about you. So yeah, hopefully exciting things that we can show you soon.
Awesome. Okay. Two more questions. First one, when more plushies?
Oh, soon. So plushies is definitely, a longer runway type of thing, but we've gotten in a really good cadence now where a lot of the things we've been working on have been working on, weeks prior. So there'll be more plushies, but there'll be more than just plushies too. There'll definitely be some other little fun things in there as well. So I'm very excited. Jarvis sent me a screenshot this morning of some good things, and they got me excited.
Oh man, that looks so good too.
I know. So that's gonna be fun.
Wait,
It's always fun.
are you guys
Dropping
going to
plushies.
talk about this and not share with the rest?
Yeah, I'm sorry. They're not ready to share yet. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
fair enough. Fair enough. I'll allow it. Okay, last question is about Joe. I think folks are wondering what's next for Joe. What can we expect, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, with the Joe drop, we have a few different angles we want to take this, and I think right now we were wanting to, there's some other things that are in the works, but we want to also, run again. It comes down to the council. We're really trying to lean on them to present them with different ideas and sort of get a gauge as to what might be the best route going forward, because we know, a new drop or whatever, or a new character, isn't the easiest thing to come out with, and for it to be balanced and all of that. So we want to make sure we do our best in balancing everything. And I know you said it's the last question, but I will end on this because I know absolutely, like a lot of you are wondering it. What's the status of the CEO? So we are closer than ever, but I don't want to jump the gun and announce anything because, like, literally anything could happen. And the last thing I would want is to announce something and it didn't happen. So that's all I can really say at the moment. Trust me, I wish I could say a lot more, but just hold on, hang tight. So we're getting close, but I will end it there. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I think probably the CEO search was something that was sort of the subtext of all of the questions and a lot of the chatter out on Discord. So thanks for providing at least a little inkling of an update for us. I think everybody's excited to see what happens with that. So thanks so much for that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say trust me, I'm also excited. I want it just as bad as you guys do.
Excellent. I think that might be it for us today. If anyone has anything else they'd love to add before we wrap up. Nope, going one.
Sorry, no, my unmute button suddenly just worked. It hasn't been allowing me to talk for this entire
I
time.
was wondering. I was like, Tom is awfully quiet.
He was so quiet.
I've literally been like smashing it, and like I can hear everyone. I can do emojis sometimes, but I just couldn't say anything. So, I mean, yeah, they handled all the questions great. So, and everything's great. Comic's awesome. Love it. That's my response in a blurb, I guess.
No alpha, Tom. Come on.
I'm not going to drop any alpha. No alpha. Apart from the comics, just amazing.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, we're glad that your mute button finally works to join us for the last 2 seconds anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We will let you guys know when the next town hall is. We hope that the news that we shared with you, that you guys are just excited as we are about it. I hope that this indicates to you that we have been heads down working. There's so many more exciting things to come. Thank you for rocking with us, and thank you for your patience in all of this. And we'll talk to you guys soon. We love the cats.
We love the cats.
We love the
Love the
cats.
cats.
Yeah.
Happy Friday,
Have a good
everyone.
weekend, all.
Friday.